Hello team, today's challenge is what day is it? Where we're given a timestamp, a Unix timestamp in milliseconds, and we're asked to convert that to the day of the week. So pretty interesting challenge, and we can get it done pretty quick. Over here, I'm going to copy this because we are going to use that for our example. We're going to set it to weekdays, just like this. Make that an array, paste it all in here. Indent it, find some multiple cursors just like this so that we can add a comma to the end, right? And this is going to be the thing that we access, because what we're going to do is create a date object. So right here we have date, set that equal to new date timestamp. We can just pass that right in, brilliant. And on that, we get access to a few things. So right here, we're going to go date dot to getting ahead of myself, get UTC day. Okay, not date, but day. Date is the day of the month, day is the day of the week. I always get those confused too. So if you get something that is like way more than 7, you're probably using the wrong one. I've done it before, so not a problem. This is going to return a number from 0 to 6. Well, brilliant. We have 0 to 6 right here, Sunday to Saturday, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's great. We can just wrap this up in square brackets and go weekdays, and that does it, okay? So very fast, we were able to do it. The question here is, what about localization? What if I wanted this in a different language, right? So obviously, hard coding these values doesn't really work for us. Thankfully, JavaScript does give us a way to do this. So we can very quickly change this. If I get rid of this, whereby get rid of, I mean comment away, comment this away, and set it to return something else. What are we returning? Well, we're taking that date and going to locale date string, which is a mouthful, okay? Inside of here, we supply 2 arguments. The first is the locale. It can be the short version, or if you're using it, you can do something like the long version. In this case, it doesn't matter, so any of these would be okay, right? Which means that we can just use en for English, okay? And then after that, we get an object, okay? The object does 2 things. One, we need to set the time zone. And in a strange twist of fate, they have a capital Z on time zone. It's the only place that I know of that does this, right? But here it is. We're going to set that to UTC, which means that we have simplified that data so that it is always accurate. Okay, just like we did up here, get UTC day. UTC is going to allow these days to be consistent no matter what time of day it is. Okay. The second thing that we do is our weekday. So we ask only for the weekday. We ask only for the things that we want. I think if you leave this empty, it will give you some defaults. But I only want the weekday, okay? And I want it to be in the format long, okay? There are usually 3 format versions in here. I forget what they are. I think it's short, long, and something else. I forget. You can look it up. It's right there. But this also works. And the great thing about this is that I can go and copy this, bring it up here, console log it, just like this, crack open my dev tools. You can see some stuff from before where it's complaining about stuff, not a problem. But if I run this, I get what I would expect. I get the English translations for those days, okay? If I wanted something like French, well, there's the French, right? Or Swedish, which is SV, right? So there's some Swedish, there's Chinese in here, right? We can just keep going, Korean, right? Even Japan, right? Like they're all in here. So long as we can access a locale, we can probably access those translations for those days, which is awesome. The problem with this is that it is not performant. Okay, and what I mean by that is our original solution was millions and millions of ops per second. I think in my tests in this browser, they were like 3.3 million ops per second. Whereas doing it this way, I get about 4,000 ops per second. So significantly less. And the question is why? Well, behind the scenes, toLocale DateString is using the INTL interface, okay? Or API, depending on how you want to call that, okay? And what that does, normally that wouldn't be a problem, except that it does not memoize this function, okay? It doesn't memoize anything inside of here, which means that every time I call date.toLocalDateString, even if it's with new data, it is instantiating a new copy of INTL every single time. And that by itself is a very heavy interface, a very heavy API. So this is incredibly slow to do it this way, okay? In fact, what I would strongly recommend is taking this out and just using INTL directly, okay? So that can be date time format like this, equal to new INTL. It's weird that only the I is capitalized. Keep that in mind. Capital D for date, come on, time format. And then we paste all these in here. Nope, get rid of those brackets. Only one set of brackets, okay? So same thing in here where we have the locale and our options, okay? And then we can use this down here. So instead of this, adding some more space, return date time format dot format date, okay? And it still works, okay? But now, still slower than our original, okay? I'll show you what that looks like in a second here. Still very slower, but 4 to 5 times faster than using toLocale DateString. And the reason for that is because we have extracted this. We've kind of put it into memory where now that this is contained, we can use this all over the place. So every time they call the function, I'm not recreating this INTL thing. It's already there, and I am just using it, okay? Which means that it is pretty fast, okay? Over here, to show you, again, not super fast, but the first one, the manual version with the days, in this case, 3.29, right? I rounded up, 3.3 million ops per second, right? If you use that toLocale string, only 4,000. And if you use INTL outside of it, right, you bring it up here, then you get a little bit faster, okay? 4 to 5 times faster than toLocale DateString. And trade-offs and everything, right? So this is probably the lesson for today. Trade-offs and everything. Right here, we have hard-coded it and used APIs or methods that have existed forever, right? And I caveat that, like not forever, but for a very long time, right? Get UTC day, it's been out there, and it returns a number that we then relate to this thing. If we are getting this information, if we're getting all of our locale information from an API, then this is probably enough, right? You do that one call, use this to access whichever day of the week it is, and send it out, right? If you don't have that, if you need to actually do the translations in line, right? If you need to go in line, then yeah, you can go toLocale DateString, but I wouldn't. Instead, I would extract that, which allows it to be stored in memory for a little bit more, memoized, right? Because this will not memoize it, okay? You have no memory security here, okay? Security is the wrong word, but you're never going to be able to reuse this over and over and over again. Whereas with the INTL method, you absolutely can. So it's going to be a little bit faster. And all you need to do then is pass in your locale, whatever that might be. It returns what you need and sends it out the door, okay? So for an average 0.044 milliseconds per op, right? So this is the per op average. That might be good enough, right? If you don't have a lot of other stuff going on, if you aren't blocking the thread by doing this, then this might be what you want, right? It saves a lot of time. If you do need all that performance, then you need to go a different way, which is a little bit more manual, okay? But it's cool that these options exist. So bringing it home, we started with a very manual process, right? We brought in our strings, converted it to a date string every time, right? Or a date object, a date object, not a date string. It's already a timestamp, which is a string. So using that date to access the days of the week. And we used UTC day for that, right? Get UTC day, because that way we don't have to worry about the time zones as much. So be careful about time zones. Get UTC anything is probably your friend here, okay? If you want to do those translations, you can use toLocale date string. It's right there, it's available, but behind the scenes, it's using INTL, and it's making a new one every time we run this. Every single time, which makes it incredibly slow, right? Painfully slow sometimes, but maybe not, right? You'll have to do some performance testing and see if that's okay, right? If you do need what toLocale date string supplies, then you can go all the way to INTL date time format, and that will give you exactly what you need, but faster. Not as fast as the original one, but faster. And all that that localization comes along for free. So very cool stuff. What do you think? Which one did you like best? Did you like any one of these? Did you do it a different way? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, today this has been, what day is it? Right? What day is it? It is today, right? And I will see you tomorrow.